What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
All right, here's a great article from Neil Patel of QuickSprout, and we love his information. He is always really on it, and we've talked about persuasive content and a number of times in the show. Persuasive content is literally that. Content developed to persuade with imagery as well as well-crafted layouts, but really enticing information. None is more persuasive, in my humble opinion, than the testimonial, all right? The testimonial, at least from a conversion standpoint, guys, if you have true, authentic, genuine testimonials on your website, okay, they're endorsements. There's a factor of just exactly what the consumer is looking for to be able to understand a little bit more about your product and who has used it, and that you truly do have people advocating your brand right there. Neil created a great infographic, and you got to go check this thing out. We're going to go over it right now and pull out some key points, but be sure to have a look at it because it's really neat looking. But it actually just spells out the entire concept of the realm of testimonials. It is a necessary piece that you need to have on your website, and before anything, if you don't have, stop it. She's checking the images again.
Stop it.
But if you don't have a testimonial page on your site, get one on there. Now, can you, Tom?
Correct.
Can you?
Oh.
There you are. Correct.
Correct. I am. I'm right here.
You are Tom. Can you fabricate testimonials?
You can, but that's just misleading, and people can see that they're not real.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to see through.
Yeah.
Because how are they easy to see through? Give me some. How do they usually sound?
Buzzwordy.
Yeah.
Unrealistic.
Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to explain. It's just you know it when you see it.
There it is.
Thing.
There it is.
Know it. I can give it an analogy.
They're typically always perfect. Too.
Yeah. And you don't see a negative one either.
Yeah. Well, even I mean, even not so much negative, but saying something like, when we went in, the wait was really long, but the food was amazing.
Right.
That's a genuine,
Exactly. It's a mixture of a particular experience,
right? As
opposed to these guys have the best steaks in town, and the service was impeccable. I mean, you don't. I mean, a real person doesn't exude so much positivity that they wouldn't do that if somebody.
We're genuinely miserable people.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, that's the fact. The fact of the matter is, people will be more apt, and we all know this, to write a negative review, right, than any positive testimonial. So already, there's a level of bit of scrutiny of if you have a page of positivity, right, then people are already sideways. Is this real to begin with? All right. So testimonials and word of mouth. They are driving forces between 20 to 50% of all purchasing decisions online. Only about 1/3 of businesses are actively seeking and collecting customer reviews. 1/3.
Hold on. Is this B2B, B2C, or a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of all.
Okay.
Yep. Businesses saw an average, now check this out, of two times double growth of revenue by simply increasing their overall brand advocacy only by 12%. Now, I'm assuming this is B2B. I'm assuming. I got to check this out. But, I mean, be able to have a revenue doubled by only having 12% increase in just getting people to point towards your brand. Yeah,
That's
buddy.
The dream.
Yeah, buddy. So why don't we prioritize testimonials? It's tough to get them.
Tough to do. Yeah.
That was a testimonial. It's popping up. Sorry.
Well, it's tough to do. Here's a neat stat. In the 2013 Super Bowl, commercials commanded an average of $3.5 million.
No, they're testimonials.
Yeah, exactly.
Auto sound sites.
Is that Bing?
No,
Did it start
but
playing?
I am closing this. Literally, it's a website that just keeps opening up new videos.
All right. Well, what I was saying, it was an average of $3.5 million for a mere 30-second commercial, right? 73% of those surveyed reported that they viewed halftime Super Bowl commercials as part of the Super Bowl entertainment. Okay. Only 10.5% of those people surveyed reported that commercials would have any influence on them actually buying the products.
Right.
10%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that tells you right where interest is steeped. I mean, just to get in front of the eyeballs of people. But now consider that Google's Zero Moment of Truth report. They found that the average buyer in 2011 used 10.4 sources of information before buying.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're looking around, they're looking online.
They're researching, yeah.
They're absolutely. I don't think we'll be able to go through a bit all of this, but we're going to hit some key points here. When a site has a consumer review, 63% of visitors are more likely to make a purchase and review a product. An average of an 18% uplift in sales. They actually produce an 18% uplift in sales. It's amazing. Consumer reviews are 12 times more trusted than descriptions that come from manufacturers.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, you go straight to the negative or whatever too, right? What's wrong with this thing?
Yeah.
And they're never going to put that in a product description, but they'll put it in a review.
That's right.
And then you decide whether that's a showstopper for you or not.
Yep.
But we are, as a society, a consuming society, are now armed with tools to compare product right from our smartphone.
Yep.
I mean, we'll check out and be able to compare things. In fact, we've talked about this before. The savvy marketers inside of the commercial outlets allow you to compare different brands and different products of their own brand side by side.
Showrooming, yeah.
Absolutely. So here's a case study. WikiJob improved conversions 34% by adding only 3 testimonials to a test page to compete against their original version.
Wow.
Just 3%, 3 different testimonials. So that tells you the power of just the presence of a testimonial. So how do you position a testimonial on your page? If you bury your testimonial too deep into your site or too far below the fold, then they may never get noticed. Michael Agard, he did a testimonial split test on positioning. Now check this out. Michael actually added 4 glowing reviews from a colleague and tested their placement. They actually placed in proximity below and next to the call to action buttons, and the other treatment was the testimonials were split between two testimonials placed above the button and 2 testimonials placed below the button, and the result was the call to action was increased 64% if they actually put 2 testimonials above and 2 testimonials below the transactional icon.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of rolled through that a little bit oddly, but they originally had a lower version of testimonials, but if you actually kind of bookend testimonials on a page for what you're wanting them to do, your consumers, you'll actually increase that conversion. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Real faces, be able to increase credibility. Don't just have fat cheetah avatars. You really need to have you need to have real faces.
Right.
And here's another thing right there. People know stock photography.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We all know that fun, nice little operator that's waiting for your call. You know that image. Everybody knows that.
They also know the fake name and title too. Mm-hmm. Bob Smith, director.
Yep.
Director where? What company? Where? Who? What?
Exactly, yeah.
A study of 6,500 participants shows that the prominence of certain elements on a web page have a direct impact if that page is interpreted as credible or not. And that's one of them right there, is having a visual face actually connected to that testimonial. A couple quick notes here. Asking for a celebrity endorsement. Well, William Shatner's stock in Priceline rose to roughly $500 million in the first 4 years that he was their endorser. That says something right there.
Yeah, well, they were going out of business before they got him, too, though.
Yeah. Well, you got that right. Celebrity testimonials are the coup de grace. If you can get that type of endorsement, that's a whole nother strategy in its own right. But let me summarize here with one more point. Testimonials aren't equally valued by everybody the same way. A glowing testimonial for a software product targeting high-level executives may not receive the same benefit as a positive review for a car seat. You know, because there's different buying transactions. There's different perspectives of what
sales cycle.
Exactly. There's a lot of information in this. Please check out that infographic. We're not doing it nearly the justice that it needs, but there's some great concepts about just getting testimonials. So, the fact of the matter is, get those testimonials on your website, and you need to have a discipline of asking your clients for that. Yeah. And one of the most important times is whenever they are satisfied with your product right after the engagement, go after that testimonial. All right, hey, coming up here.